Hello and welcome to this video, and this video is going to be called Music and the Unconsciousness. Right, so what does that mean? I believe that creativity and creative music comes from a part of our brain which we're not aware of, and it's our ego or our consciousness that actually gets in the way of real music making. Okay, so what I'm going to try and attempt to do today is to demonstrate that in my studio. I'm sat in my studio, I've got all my instruments around me, and I'm going to try and come up with at least a groove in the duration of this video, which will be 20 minutes. So I'm now taking up 40 seconds of that creative time. So let's see what I can come up with. So this is the sort of stuff that I set up my Patreon for. Is to really be able to offer this sort of deeper look into music making, which is why I thought I'd show you this. Is the stuff I really want to get in for my patrons. And my patrons, once this is finished, hopefully there'll be a track there and they'll be able to access the actual finished track in all its hi-fi glory over there, But it all costs money. My headphones have broken and I need to pay to get those headphones fixed, and at the moment I can't afford to. So I'm going to have to try and make a track without any headphones. So I'm going to put the drums down first and create a loop. That's my strategy. But of course, this is why I've set the Patreon up, is just to get that little drip of money that I can actually use to maintain and keep this stuff up and go deeper into it. So, but less about that, less of trying to sell you stuff, and let's get on to some unconscious from the id music making. So I'm going to go over to my drums now. I'm going to put a drum track down without any click, without any reference to anything. I'm going to start with this. So I'm just going to angle this over to my drum kit there. Now what you're going to hear, if I just get this camera right, and see this is all happening live, and you can see, oh my god, that's a bit dodgy. Right, this is all happening live. So I'm going to move over to the drums and I'm going to put something down. I'm going to drop the computer into record. Right, and I'm just going to play until something comes out. I don't want any click on, because we're not going to worry about clicks. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm really trying not to think. I just played the beat that I feel is what's happening today. Now I've got the computer set up slightly wrong, so I've still got it in a loop, so I'm going to have to pull this drumming out. Right, so let's just angle the camera back. I forgot about the camera. Here I am again. Right, so let's just bring the camera over here. Like I say, I really wanted to do this in real time. And let's move this over here so you can see. I don't know how much you can see of the computer, see what I'm doing, but right, so that should do it. There we go. So this is the audio from the computer. I had it in a loop, so it's just. But here we have that there. So a little bit of drumming there. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to normalise it because it's coming very quiet. I'm having problems with my mouse. Everything's going against you, but that's part of the fight when you're making music, is to have that all going against you. So let's see what we've got. Yeah, I broke my mouse this morning. And so my mouse keeps going very odd. I'm just going to pan these drums out because they're phasing at the moment. That's great. I'm sure I did more than that. I'm sure I did a bit more than that, but that seems to what we caught. Now this is the thing when you make, yeah, that seems to be it. Very odd. I'm sure I drum more than that. It's just to make sure there's nothing underneath. Oh yeah, there's tons of drumming underneath here. Right, so this is what you call gone wrong already. The computers. So what I'm going to make a decision to actually just go with this loop here. I'm not going to worry about the rest. Just going to turn it up a little bit. Now I'm going to create a loop out of this. So I'm just spotting the way it sounds. I think that's the one I like the best. So this is where creativity comes in. It's being able to judge when something's working. That's a nice loop. So I'm just, you know, just for the keep it simple for today, is I've just found the loop I want to use. Now I'm going to trim that loop up very quickly. Okay. If you are interested in making music, you might pick up on some tips on how to work. So I've just cut the loop, so I've got the beginning and the end, you know, roughly where I want them. Right. I'm now going to zoom in and find those manually. Right. So I'm realising that talking and creating is quite hard, and it's probably because I'm consciously talking and I'm unconsciously creating. But anyway, so there's the beginning of the loop there. I've just found that. And there's the end of the loop there. And I'm going to do this really roughly because obviously we're trying to go as quickly as we possibly can. I'm going to scoot that to the beginning of the track, and I'm going to show you how I find the tempo of tracks. It's a very simple technique I use, which took me a while to find this. So we just scoot that to the beginning of the track there. It's a 1 bar loop, so I set my 1 bar up. Okay. If the computer will allow me. I'm having real trouble here because the mouse has stopped working. These are the things that come to test you. Right, so I'm now gone to the tempo, and I'm sliding the tempo up and down until I find that the length of that loop. It's that simple. I now should have a drum loop. You can see you can work out really quickly. So I've now got a drum loop set up on the computer. There's a tiny click at, you know, how perfectionist do we want to be? How much do we really care? You know, I think perfectionism has its place, but you've got to really know how to control that. So I've got a click at the beginning, right? So some of you non-musicians might be going, oh, what do you care about a click? But this is the stuff that musicians get really bogged down into. So I'm just going, oh, my mouse has for some reason decided when I'm doing this the first time I do it to not work. Right, so I've given that a little bit of space. I think it's at the other end actually. That loop looks pretty good to me, to be honest. Oh, I wish the mouse wasn't playing up. So just skirt that to the end. Alright, so this is where perfectionism comes in and can take over the creative process. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a, God, it's absolutely nothing, but I've got a little bit of audio of the bass drum hanging over there. Oh my God, see how the mouse is trying to destroy my creativity today. The outside world will always be trying to... Well, that seems to have got rid of it anyway, so I've got rid of that. So now I'm going to put keyboards down. And I'm going to go for, because we were obviously got to try and get this done as quick as we possibly can. And we're now 8 minutes in. Of course, the drums are the hardest bit, so I'm just going to move the camera around again. Right to the keyboards, and we're going to put some keyboards in. And I'm reacting to the drums now. That'll do me. So we have the keyboard part in. And you can see I work very quickly. I try not to question what I'm doing. Lovely, I like that. So we've got that in. Let's put a bit of sorry about the camera work here, but this is what you get. This is what this is all about. So what I'm going to do now. Oh, the camera's falling over. This is chaos. This is chaos. But chaos is good. Chaos. I'm back here. It's good, right? So I'm just going to pick my bass up now, and we're going to drop a little bit of bass in. So what key are we in? C. So I'm going to drop a bit of bass in on this track. So very quickly I've got an idea, going to drop that in. got bass in there as well, that's. There's a mistake, and I like it. It's accidentally taken one of the notes out of my bass line, so I'm going to keep that in. Oh my god, my mouse is really playing me up. That's cool. Keyboard's a bit loud, just drop those down a bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy a few minutes of that in now, right through the track. I don't know how much I'm going to do, right, but we've just copied it through, and I'm going to play some guitar over that and see what happens when I play some guitar, you know, so there we go. I've put enough in there to make a track, so I'm going to put the bass down. Because I'm working fast, I'm actually playing the bass with the guitar set up just to be able to record a bit quicker. So let's put this camera somewhere where you can properly see me. Over there should do it, and let's angle it down a bit. Alright, so does that look, is that okay? It's got the top of my head cut off, but you can see what I'm doing on guitar. That'll do me, pick my plectrum up. Right, just check in. It's amazing when you're trying to do this fast. I've got 11 minutes. I'm only just over halfway to make my track in, you know. So let's get a guitar loop in here. Chords, but I think I'm just going to give it a bit of rhythm. Let's give it just a bit of rhythm, just chunk along with. God, this mouse is going all over the place. Oh my god, this is incredible. I broke my mouse just before we started this. There we go. So we've got a bit of a guitar in there, been a bit funky, driving it along there, you know. Get it right low in the mix, I think. Stick that through the track, all the way through. Right, let's put a bit of guitaring in there, and let's just get into it straight away. I'm going to add a track for the guitar solo. And I'm going to do it, give myself a bit of distortion, just a touch. That's cool. I don't know. Maybe try and get a guitar sound. That's a weird sound. That's the one. See, once it happens, you know it. Once you hear it, you know it. Right, let's loosen. So we'll take the loop off. Let's have a go then. So there we have it. I have created a track in, come on, 16 minutes. We've managed to get something down in 16 minutes. Chaos that it has been. So this is the sort of thing I really want to get in, but with much higher production values and bringing musicians in. And I want to explore some of the stuff that they do on these fusion albums and prog albums, and explain how that happens, in simple ways that musicians can get, but non-musicians can get as well. So, if this is the sort of stuff you love, then like and subscribe. And if you really want to see a lot more of this, become a Patreon, and you will get so much more than this once you're over there. So anyway, here we go. What are we? 17 minutes. There we go. What can you say? I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.